Hiya. So, welcome back yet again. Um, if I am correct, it will be the last paint job for the Rebecca mini. I only have to paint her base, and this little bar will go here. And she will sit in front of the bar. That only fits in one way, and the hair is being annoying. Come on, sit down. Right. So this is what she will look like when everything is completely finished. I kind of like it like this. At least it looks. I think it's a fairly simple paint job. I mean, this keg is iron. The bench, I could maybe do something with the fabric. Although I am thinking about doing the fabric the same as her little chair. So a red-brown color. Nothing too interesting. And she will have some hazard stripes here in the front. And some iron panels. Still have some support points visible, unfortunately. But I only finished the print this morning and I primed her like 2 hours ago. So I did my best and that's good enough. So yeah, on the bar itself there are a couple of things also to paint. I think I'm going to mainly focus on the base just now and see how much time I will have left to work on the rest. And yeah, I think that's about it. So I'm going to put this little bar away first, and Rebecca as well, and focus on this piece right here. So let's see. What if I would use the dark purple again instead of just a plain gray? I think it would be a good idea. I mean, this bar has paneling just as the base has. So I think I'm going to use that purple again for, at least for the bench. And maybe paint the tiles a different color, but which one would be nice? I don't know yet. So maybe just focused first on what I just mentioned. So the little bench, and maybe I should paint this in a hazard stripy design as well, just to have some fun. Maybe. Oh, also my apologies for the extra sound in the background. It's quite cold here today, so I've put the little electric heater on. So sometimes it will go on and sometimes it will go off. So my apologies if it is a bit annoying. But it's better as me constantly wiping my nose and shivering. Okay, so let's grab some paints. A purple. And a black, of course, if I want a dark purple. Also put that red brown on there as well. And highlight colors, which are cyber yellow and a bit of white. It does sound like it's almost empty. Might have to get some new paint. But it's plenty for today, so I'm not going to worry about that just now. Let's see, first the paneling or first the fabric? Paneling. Purple and black. Let's see how dark. Seems to be the same color. I think so. So I'm hoping the camera will be cooperative today. As the last time it was quite annoying. I still have no idea why it was as annoying as it was, but man. Let's just hope everything will go okay today. I do like that color. Oh wait, I painted that purple as well. So tomorrow is Comic-Con Holland and I have only finished the last details this afternoon. So I was quite stressed about getting everything done in time. And mostly because it wasn't even my own stuff, as my cosplay has been finished quite some time ago. But the friend who is coming with me tomorrow asked me for help, and it kind of turned out into me making about all of it, as he suddenly didn't have the time anymore. So I've skipped my kickbox training for 2 weeks, just to work on that cosplay, and only finished it this afternoon. So I'm very happy it's finally done and on time. Because it would be a shame to work so hard on something and then not finish it. Let me see. Maybe the trim as well. But I made that entire outfit with my Singer sewing machine from 1921. It's an awesome machine and I absolutely love it. It's simple, but it's good. And I have never even owned a modern sewing machine, and I don't even want to. But I am very, very happy with the results. I've taken some pictures and some videos before handing it over to the friends, and I will try to make a fun little video about that for Instagram, and when it's done I will post it. But as I was in such a rush and I still had to prime this part that I'm painting at the moment, I figured that video will be done when it's done. I can't do everything at the same time. I'm glad I can't, because I would probably even try to do more when I could do everything at the same time. It's never enough. But yeah, very pleased with the results. Already put my fake tattoo on for tomorrow, as it needs a day to settle. The first day it looks very shiny, very fake, and then the second day it's become matte and it fools almost everybody. I always like that when they say it's not even real. Well, not yet anyway. I have been thinking about getting some tattoos on my arms, but I would go for a half sleeve perhaps, not a full sleeve. I like it for the temporary tattoo, but not for permanent. I like it when other people do it, but not for me. And I found this amazing idea for 2 half sleeves. It's actually the prints I bought at the Comic-Con in Belgium a couple of weeks ago. It's a samurai cat and what was the other? Damn, I'm so terrible with names. A Yakuza cat. I mean, I love cats. I love Asian culture. I love samurai. Always have. And I was thinking, why not get a tattoo of that? No concrete plans yet, but I really love the idea. So I'm gonna have to take a look at how, when, where how much it will cost, etc. But having a idea is step one, of course. I still have not purchased a larger brush. I mean, I don't mind working on this a bit longer, but maybe it's not as interesting to watch. Sorry about that. Yes, kitty kitty. Good evening, sir. How are you? Thank God it's Friday. Exactly how I feel. For me, the work week was incredibly chaotic, and I'm just very, very happy it's Friday. But it's nice to see you here on stream again. Are you looking forward to the end result of this Rebecca mini? Or wouldn't you mind another video? Mm. 15 hours later. Finally a purple base. Sorry about that. But hey, if you're watching this on YouTube instead of live, you can skip it. Skip to the good parts. Let's see, what did I do then? Tint down black. To bring back a bit more contrast. Sounds like cats trying to break in. Go away, kitty. You're too noisy. Bringing back the purple just a bit. Well, have fun with your laundry. My machine is almost done. Let's make a highlights using that purple with a bit of cyber yellow and some whites. Let's see how light I should go. I think that's it. That's a good color. Just going to do some edge highlights. Let's see how I can do that one without messing it up too much. Good enough. We'll clean up any mistakes when I'm done with this step. And I mean, that's always an option. It's just paint. You can always erase mistakes. I remember when I was too afraid to make mistakes and then I suddenly just went full. It's just paint. If you can paint it once, you can paint it again. And it was super scary at first. But you really learn to paint when you start trying to fix everything. I mean, if you constantly stop when you feel like, okay, I'm afraid to mess it up, then you will. So just keep on going and make those mistakes. It's not a bad thing to make mistakes. I think I've learned most when I started to work on those mistakes. But yeah, it's a scary step. Well, shit. That's a messy stripe. But since I messed up already, it's easier to just keep going and then fix that mistake. Well, good evening. Happy painting day. It's just 2 hours. When I was at work today, I was constantly with my mind right here, just painting. But then I came home and I had so much to do, but I figured at least I can paint when I'm on Twitch. So I'm very pleased with this set time and forcing myself to sit down and paint. Okay, let's fix that very ugly looking part right here. apparently here as well. It's a bit there as well. If you start to fix mistakes, you will find more and more and more. um, should I paint a bit more highlight? Yeah, just do it. Maybe thin that down just a bit too much. I'll wait for it to dry and come back again. Yeah, that's a bit better. Just add a bit more. I mean, that's the good thing about using thin layers. You can just add more. I mean, you can add more if it's a thick layer. Get those details back. Has a bit more depth to it. Wait. It's easier to see without a gloss. So I'm going to add a quick what's the name? Max Matte varnish. It's very matte. I constantly do that while painting so I can see the painted effect better instead of the light reflection from the lamps. Come on, dry faster. In the meantime, I am going to mix some colors for the bench seats. And I'm going with that red brown, same as I used for her little stool. And I'm going to add a bit of black and a bit of purple to it for the shadow color. And for the highlight, a bit of cyber yellow and a bit of white. And it's almost completely dry now. Now you can see what I painted instead of what the light reflection is doing. So I've added some light here as it's curving, and a bit of here, and in the other side it's the middle part that catches more light. And I could go way brighter as this, but since I haven't done any extreme highlights on the bar, I want to try and match it a bit. Seems like the bar is a bit darker, but I can still add a bit more black to the bench. Maybe do that now before I start something else. Just some thinned down black. Just sketching it in. Just let that dry for a bit. Right, the seats. I'm going to start with the shadow color first. So this is the red brown with a bit of black and some purple. Trying to keep everything mixed in the same ratio, but I'm not striving for perfection in any way. So if it isn't the exact same color as the little stool, I don't mind. Let's see. There is some light coming in from that side. Maybe a bit dark here. Get a bit of that illusion that it's deeper set as it truly is. Then I'm going in with that highlight color. So the same red brown with a bit of cyber yellow and some whites. And I am using that color for a edge highlight as well. Hey, good evening. Well, lurking is fine too. I don't mind. I think there are more lurkers as people who are actually joining into the chat. And that's totally fine. Just do what works for you. And I'm here anyway. There is a bit of detail in the fabric here as well, so I'm going to edge highlight those, make them stand out just a bit more. They are so small I can only see them in a certain light direction coming in from the lamp. Yeah, I like that. Sometimes I'm not sure if it's what I should do, if it's correct according to the rules. But then I'm thinking like it's my paint job, just try. It's always funny how brain works. I'm trying to follow the same light points as I've used for the bench itself. So as I have a highlight on this side, I'm also putting it onto the cushions. It's a bit weird if you have two objects next to each other and they have different shadows. That wouldn't be okay. So gotta keep that in mind. I'm going to place some shadows on this part here. Words are hard. But since it's all crinkly, I don't want to use the dark shadow color as it is in the light. So I'm using only that red brown color and just thin it down. and paint it into the shadows very lightly. And it already makes a lot of difference. It instantly doesn't look flat anymore. And I want one brighter highlight, just one more. So I'm going to add a bit more whites and a tiny bit of yellow to that first highlight color. I'm just going to pick the highest points. Trying to keep in mind where the light is coming from, which is this side. And I think that is good enough. Let's see if it matches at least a bit. I think it does. I mean, the seat is a bit darker, of course, because of the shadow casted by her body. But besides that, I think it works. Okay. Always good when it works out. Let's see. I think I'm going to paint the black parts first. Really need a bigger brush. As I want to paint these silver-ish, I'm going to start with the black base. Also the deepest parts. They are quite deep set, so I really have to get in there with the brush. This would be the part where a wash would be nice and handy, but I don't have any anymore. Maybe there's a Nuln oil somewhere in the back of the room, but don't even ask me where it is. Just thin it down. Let's paint that black as well. It's where the hazard stripes will be, but I think it's easier to just paint them black and then paint the stripes white before going in with a yellow, as the yellow should be very bright. So adding a white layer underneath that would be a good thing to do. But it's quite difficult to paint a black surrounding and just keep everything neat looking. So I think it's easier to just do it like this. Paint it black first. Then do the stripy bits with white followed by the yellow. And I mean, I could do it without doing it this way, but sometimes you just have to do something in the easy way. Can't always go for the difficult path. Will drive you nuts. Should I go for a colored tile, perhaps? Maybe bring back in some of the other colors. Like I can do a wet blend, maybe with the color of her hair. Go in with a bit of blue, a bit of pink. Maybe a bit of brown. Then just, you make the tiles wet, just with a wet brush. Then you dab in some of that paint and it will mix with each other. And when it dries, it will look like a natural gradient. So you only have to do some edge highlights and add shadows where the furniture will be. And it will look quite cool. So maybe that's a nice way to bring back the other colors. As she has some quite popping hair, but it's the only thing in that color. Also for the pink, I'm using some pink highlights on the purple, so that's not too bad. The orange light is quite there already, so I don't think I need to add more orange. So maybe just that blue and some soft pink and browns. Could be cool. I think I'm going to do that. After this step, of course. Can't do everything at once. Also, I'm still not sure what color to paint that keg. At least I think it's a beer keg. What colors do beer kegs have? I don't know. I was about to say dark blue, but no, that's an oil drum. It's the same. Let me think about that one for a bit. In the meantime, is there something else I can work on, perhaps? Maybe start some of that white stripe. I mean, it's not fully dry just yet, but I'm impatient today. Been in such a rush at work, and then being in a rush again when getting home to get that cosplay done. And it's still in my body. Just want to finish this. It's time for a new project. And I mean, it's the base, so sometimes when I finally reach the base part of the paint job, I just want it done. Hey, good evening. Welcome, welcome. Currently talking about the busy day, wanting to be done with this paint job, still enjoying it though, and working on some hazard stripes. And I just realized I forgot to grab something to drink. Whoops. Spilled a bit. So anybody in the chat, what color is a beer keg? Does anybody know? I have no idea, and I have to paint this one. So if you can maybe shout out a color, I will do that one. And if not, I'm just going to paint it silver. Let's clean up the little spillage right there. The rest looks decent enough. Yeah, it is. But I have no idea what colors those are. I was thinking about blue, but that's an oil drum, and that might not drink as well as beer, I think. Oh, so they are silver. I wanted to paint it silver if there weren't any options, but the option is silver. Secretly, I knew that. Very, very secretly. Whoops, that's not a straight line. Well, silver it is. I can do that. After painting hazard stripes. Going in with some cyber yellow on a white base, so it will be nice and bright. I think I might need 2 coats. I mean, that's nice and yellow. It fits the neon sign quite nicely. It's bringing back some of that yellow. Might not be the same yellow, but it's still yellow. There. Had to finish that. Let's paint the silver parts first, so I can then start the tiles. And should I first do the tiles? I mean, if I spill some paint, I can cover it up with the silver paint. Might do that. Okay, so I was going for the color of her hair. A minty color. So a bit of mint, a bit of pink. Pink. I'll just go for a bit of white instead of brown. I mean, it's Rebecca. She likes over the top colors, I think. Okay, so for this technique, you just simply make the surface wet. Just using some plain water from my cup. And then thin those paints down. And just add them little splotches here and there. Does not have to be neat, just be there. So that is the color of her hair. Here's the color of her gun. Need a bit more water. Some of that white. And I'm not mixing it. I will let that mix on its own. Bit more blue. And as you can see, it's already doing its own thing. It's finding its own path. Don't have to worry about it too much. Bit more whites. And then repeat on the rest of the tiles. Just try to keep it straight so you won't have any puddles where you don't want them. Bit of pink. And I'm keeping my brush clean between every color, so I'm not mixing it as I do not want to mix it, because then you will probably get some kind of brown weird color. Bit more whites. And it looks kind of weird at this moment, but when it dries, it's a very subtle transition. And then you will add your shadows and your highlights and bring back the shape of those tiles again. Here are tiles as well. And on this part will be the little bar, so I'm not going to add color all the way here, but I'm just trying to overlap a bit, just in case. Bit of pink. And these are all colors that are already in the paint job of the other parts. So I think it's just a nice way to bring it back without adding even more colors to this piece. Because you don't need 60 colors. You can just reuse the colors you already have. And I still like to paint very colorful, but it shouldn't be a circus. Maybe a bit more blue there. And normally with a larger surface or something that wouldn't have the bench and the beer keg, you can just dry brush it. So all the raised edges will get some of that dry brushed paint. But since I have all these objects in the way, I'm just going to follow the lines with my brush when everything is dry. Will be a bit more work, but that's fine. Let's clean that up a bit. Yeah, exactly. But I rarely use or rarely paint armies because I'm more of an artist kind of painter instead of repeating myself. I don't like to paint things in the exact same colors over and over. I want to have, how do you say that? It has to be a bit of a challenge, and I don't want that challenge to only be in mixing the same colors. I will get bored so fast. Since that keg is going to be silver, I'm going to paint the base black, which is very easy, of course. And I'm just hoping that the tiles are drying fast so I can work on them without using my blow dryer, as it will have the risk of getting the paint everywhere you don't want it, as it is quite a wet technique. That's good enough. It's only a base coat. I just need it to be dark for the silver. And I see I have messed up my purple again. But yeah, who paints the trim before everything is done anyway? Just idiots like me. Which is fine. And the tiles are almost dry. That's nice to see. So quickly finishing this part here. So as you can see, especially here in the front, the colors have done their mixing, and I quite like that already. But now I have to bring back those grout lines, and I'm thinking, should I do them with white or black to make it a bit more clear, as they are very, very light. I think black is the best option here, as there are many dark colors in the rest of the paint job. So let's use that very dark purple brown mix and see if I can still paint a straight line. Wish me luck. Am I in front of the camera? Yes. Okay, okay. Woo! Just straight lines, please. Well, that looks like a tile floor. Let's see. There's a line. I really do like that. Which is a very nice bonus if you actually like your own paint job. One more part to go. Ugh. Almost messed it up. Oh gosh. Thank you. Oh, almost forgot that part. There's another tile right here. And also a small part here. Let's see how that looks with the rest. I really like that. Let's place Rebecca in there as well. If I can make it fit again. Come on. It's the hair that's constantly in the way, but it should fit. There it is. Yeah, that works very nice with the colors of her hair and her gun. I still need to add some shadows because of where she is sitting. Maybe it's a good idea to do that with her in place so I can see where to place these shadows. Let's see. Going for a bit of black and a bit of purple. Thinning it down. And just sketch it in. Without pooling. Bit of shadow here. In the back. Should I maybe glue everything in place? Why? Should go back just a bit further, but something is blocking it and I cannot find out what it is. think I'm going to glue her and then paint the keg and the floor wherever I can reach it. Because why paint parts that you can't even see? Let's grab some glue. Let go. Let's see if I can still get some glue out. Already purchased a new bottle, but I want to get every last drop of that glue. Ah, shit. Get in place, damn it. Maybe I was a bit too greedy gluing them at the same time. Why won't you shift? And I am using a gel type of super glue, which is a bit thicker as your normal super glue. So it has a bit more holes if the parts don't fit perfectly together. I really like that. Gives you a bit more wiggle room. Are you set in place? Looks like it. Woo! That's adorable. So let's get the silver paints. Wherever I have that one. Ah. And get the old metallic paint tray. Never put your metallic paints on your wet palettes because it will get sucked into the sponge and you will never be able to get rid of it. Do I have an old brush? Yep. So I'm dabbing my brush into the silver paint and then wipe most of it off. So it will only, come on camera, you can do it, catch the higher parts. Don't forget the beer keg. Camera, what are you doing? Is that the problem? Focus. Maybe I should paint the fence silver too. Just bring back that silver a bit. Do I have more fence? Oh, that's in the front. Maybe should have thought about this step when I hadn't glued everything. And another fence right here. Without spillage, thank you very much. And then to bring that silver back into the paint job of the rest, I am going to add a dark purple shadow. I'm just going to treat it the same way as I've done with the rest of the colors. Let's see, need a shadow here. So I'm just going to sketch that in. Same as here. And in the back as well. Let's turn her upside down. Same with her chair. See, I hadn't brought back the purple yet. With the fence as well, just bring back that shadow a bit. Just wipe the excess off. All right, the fence behind her, which I can barely see at this point. And of course, I'm also going to highlight that. So the cyber yellow and some white. Thin it down nicely and just hit those parts where a highlight would go. I want these shadows a bit darker, so I'm going in with just black, a thinned down black. I don't think the shadow was dark enough. So you can always change that, of course. I want a highlight on the stripes as well. Not sure if I'm light enough, which I am not. Let's see. Almost there. I do want that trim black though. Black. And I think this part as well. So I'm just going to do that. Maybe in front of the camera would be a good idea. Yep, that's better. Let's paint the trim. I totally didn't paint that trim purple in like 15 minutes and now changing it back to black. Nope, not me. I always make up my mind about something, But if I don't, I will regret it later on, so just do it. Also, I just realized I have not even added shadow to this part here. So let's fix that with a bit of black and purple. And also a highlight, of course. This one right here. Only going to paint the parts on the outside. I see I painted a part as a tile, and it isn't tile. It's a part of metal. So fixing that quickly. Same on this side. Going in for a quick wet blend highlight. trying to match the colors a bit more. And with that, I'm going to call it done, which is the perfect timing. I think it's super cool. I really like those tiles. It really worked out as I wanted them. Do I have a white background somewhere? Hold on, let me get something white. Put your sunglasses on. Let me brighten that up a bit. Zoom out. Voila. Again with the tiles, looking nice and colorful. No, 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 no. You don't stop painting if you think you're not good enough. You keep painting. I was still debating on adding a bit of orange to her hair, but I'm not even going to do that. I like her just the way she is, with her nice and pink gun. Maybe I should get a pink gun replica for airsoft, maybe not a real one. FBI, don't come here, thank you. But yeah, I really like that neon sign. I mean, it works, especially with the dark backgrounds, but the rest looks very nice with the white background. So yeah, I'm quite pleased. I mean, she's definitely not good enough for a competition. In that case, I would have to add a stronger shadow and brighter highlights, but sometimes you just have to have a bit of fun. And this really was a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm going to take some pictures, probably with the white background. Half and half. How far should we go? Half and half. Kinda. It's always difficult to get the colors correct on camera, as I can see them and you can see them, but who says we see the same colors? So yeah, it's easier when I take pictures, so I can just pull them through Photoshop and change the colors the way as I see them with my eyes. So how they are intended to be seen. Apologies. So yeah, let me just take some pictures and I will post them on Instagram and Facebook. And I hope you liked it. Seeing the process of everything. I mean, I've painted leather, I've painted hair, I've painted neon, and some weird funky tiles. Hope you learned something at least. And maybe use this technique if you paint tiles or rocks. Works as well. Just anything. If you do it, show me. I would really like to see it. Always nice to see other people use techniques that I use and just compare. Just for fun. So, yeah, picture time. Then I will go offline because tomorrow is Comic-Con Holland and I still have some stuff to do before then. I mean, I already put on my fake tattoo, as I mentioned before. I suddenly have a sleeve now, which I don't have, but I do now. And yeah, just grab some stuff I need tomorrow. Grab something to eat, something to drink, so I don't have to buy everything there. And going to have a lot of fun, I hope. So, thank you for being here again, or even if it was your first time. And hope to see you on Sunday with a new project. You will see whichever project that is on Sunday. So everybody, good evening. Thank you for being here. Good rest of the day and see you soon. Bye now.